What? What do you want to give me for keyword? Rocket? Okay, I'm seeing a space shuttle taking off. I'm seeing some water rockets pump up with water I had as a kid. I'm seeing bottle rockets and stuff that are shooting off for fireworks. Okay, now I'm getting on bottles, and now I'm seeing a wine bottle that's in my kitchen. Well, you see, what happened here is bottle rocket. Then I thought of bottle. Then I saw the wine bottle. And now I'm seeing a Chianti bottle that when I was on the beach when I was a kid, that had a message in it. And I was so happy when I found that message in the bottle. I ran all the way home and said, I found a message in a bottle. And I didn't want to break it. I wanted to get the corkscrew to open it. Okay, that's just an example of, it's associative. But there's a logic to the association. It's not random. It's not random. But that's exactly how my mind works. And I can control it. I can control it. And test run something when we're designing stuff. All right, let's get somebody else. Okay, how about somebody over here? I'm going to pick somebody. You gotta get some more water. Okay? Okay, right there.
What is the best advice for somebody who is on the spectrum?
Okay, that is an example. The question was, what's the best advice to somebody on the spectrum? That's a question that's way too generalized. This is exactly what I want to get away from. First of all, the diagnosis is not precise. It's a behavioral profile. It's changed over the years. Okay, are we dealing with a little kid that's 3 years old and not talking? Are we dealing with an elementary school kid? College student. All right. Okay, they got into college. I'm going to assume that, okay, they're intellectually able to get into college. Some of the big problems they're running into now is time management. You know, getting up on time, getting to class on time, that wasn't an issue for me. That was pounded into me as a little kid. This gets back to learning the work skills. Okay, he's in college. They need to be doing internships and working while they're in college. So we get a slow transition from the world of school to the world of work. I was painting that sign for the Himalayan monster while I was getting my master's degree. Because I've seen too many situations where you get a professional student that hasn't learned how to work. Let's learn the work skills before they graduate. Let's take career-relevant internships and figure out exactly what they might want to do. Because I want to see them be successful. And the work experiences need to start way before they graduate. Can't emphasize that enough. Sudden transitions are bad. Okay, but you see, this is an example of where you overgeneralized. You see, because you say, someone on the autism spectrum, I'm dealing with a 3-year-old that's not talking, I can give you a standard answer for that. But once they get older, I have to have a lot more information. Maybe they have social problems. Well, then somebody has to sit down with them like they're in a foreign country and just explain to them what they're doing wrong. You can't be vague. It's like teaching somebody in a foreign country. When I went to China, I learned that pointing like that's rude. You point like this. But then you couldn't believe pushing and shoving at the airport in China. I just couldn't believe it. I was sitting in an aisle seat on a big plane on one of their domestic flights, and this guy in the window seat climbed over the top of me and this other passenger, like put his hands and knees and stuff on me to get off the plane. I couldn't believe it. Well, I guess that's not rude in China. That'd be super rude here. Probably get you in trouble here. But I learned that you point like this in China. And then in the Middle East, you don't show the sole of your foot. And that's so disgustingly rude, I'm not going to demonstrate it, because somebody might take a picture of it. But it's the rudest, most disgusting thing you can do in the Middle East. But I'd have no way of knowing that unless somebody told me that you don't show the sole of your foot. Everything on social skills. Okay, eye signals. People have little eye signals. Well, that has to be explained. I have a book out there, we got quite on the bookstore, called The Unwritten Social Rules. If you're working with teenagers and adults that are fully verbal, social problems, a lot of counselors really like that book. And then my book, more general autism book, The Way I See It, we got a whole box of that out there that we want to sell tonight. Okay, right there. 21-year-old sophomore in college. I got to repeat it. Doing well in college?
Okay.
Okay. What's she interested in? What's she good at?
She wants to do graphic design.
Graphic design. I would recommend that she's
Interior design.
interior design. I'd recommend she start freelancing that before she graduates.
Okay. So she has these computer programs that, plays.
Well, has she put a website up yet? You see, when I started doing my cattle stuff, I made a very professional brochure. Now it would be a website. But let's say she likes crazy science fiction art. Don't put that on your consumer website. I didn't put any autism stuff on my cattle handling brochure.
My question is, what kind of questions would be appropriate to ask to get the right type of internship, the right type of mentor?
Well, what you got to do is you never know where the mentor will be. If she puts up a good website, really good stuff out there, mentors came. Jim Wool, the contractor, just appeared one day. And he'd heard about me, and then I showed him my drawings. And a talent attracts mentors. She needs to make her stuff really good. Freelance work's a really good way to get started. I looked at some drawings over at the wildlife department, pencil drawings of wildlife. I have seen beautiful drawings like that at autism meetings. And the parents don't know that if you do those pencil drawings of pets, they're worth $200 to $400 a pop when you put them in a nice frame. That can make a really nice business for somebody. So, for an interior decorator, you need to just start out doing some jobs. Just locally around here. Okay, I'll fix up your living room or whatever. You gotta just do it. You sell that work with a portfolio.
It wasn't decorating, it was design. So
What kind of design?
use of space in
Well, interior.
houses or businesses.
Well, that's interior design. That's interior design. I started out, when I was in high school, I had a sign painting business. Well, and I just got jobs word of mouth. And you need to have some training, because I painted signs for a number of years with the wrong brush. Until old Pat at the carnival taught me how to use the right brush. You have to soak them in lard oil, a little soft and fluffy, and you soak them in lard oil, and then they work really nicely. But somebody had to teach me that. Well, we got to start thinking a lot more like the construction industry. Outcomes. Okay, you get a degree in interior design, and then what are you going to do? I want to see working on this stuff. Look at all the houses that are around there. Has she made a portfolio of any of her work and put it on her phone? You never know when you're going to meet somebody. You show that to them and they go, oh, well, I got an office I'd like to have you decorate. And then you go do it. You got to walk through the door. You got to do it. Like when Gary Oden said to me, when I build the dip vat, when I designed the dip vat, I said, give me 3 weeks. Because it was pre-internet. I had to spend 10 days just getting stuff in the mail. And I did it. There's too much, we got to look at what the person can do. There's too much emphasis on the handicap. What can they do? Obviously, somebody's in a wheelchair isn't going to climb up Mount Everest. But there's lots of stuff they can do. And I learned since I was a weird geek to sell my work. And I'd take out my drawings and I'd show them, and people would go, you did that? You weird thing? You're weird, but that's beautiful work. People respect that. You see, there's a lot of people that get labeled dyslexic or autistic that are artists.
All right, thank you.
That's what you need to do. Okay?